This is a video all about making inferences, and I won't be looking at any extracts for this video. I'm going to be using images instead as a way to help you understand what inference is. For some of the GCSE English language questions, for example, paper 2 question 2, known as the summary question or sometimes known as the synthesis question, you're going to have to be able to read something and be able to infer meanings and interpretations for yourself. What the examiner is checking really is that you don't always have to be spoon-fed information, that you are able to read something and be able to expand on it by making logical conclusions about what you're reading. And the phrase logical conclusions is a good phrase to use for inference, because an inference is an interpretation that you make logically based on the information that you are given. And we do this all the time in real life, not just in an English lesson. We make inferences and judgments all the time about things and people. So in order to help you, hopefully, understand and revise what inference is, I'm going to be showing you a selection of images. We have on our front screen here 3 phrases. This suggests, this infers, and this implies. And I find that these are useful phrases for students to use to demonstrate that they are going to be making an inference, because it suggests and infers and implies something when you make an inference. So we're going to be using those phrases a bit later. So the first image I'm going to show you is this one. I want you to look at this image, and I want you can pause this video, but I want you to tell me, or to tell the group, what you think is happening here. Based on what you can see, based on the evidence that you can see here in this image, what would you suggest is happening in this image? What would your inference be? How would you interpret this image? Okay, so that's the first image. We're going to be coming back to these in a second. This is the second image. Again, I want you to look at this image and I want you to tell me, or I want you to think about, what do you think is happening here? We've got no words, we've got no captions around these images. We're not told anything through words or language. So this is purely visual. So if you saw this image, what do you infer is happening here? What dynamic is there here? Where are they? What are they doing? Next image. Again, what do you think is happening here? What is going on here? What's this man doing? And so on. So again, have a go at looking at the evidence and interpreting what you think is going on. Finally, our last image is this one. Again, look at the image and have a think about what you think is going on here. How would you summarize this image to somebody so they perhaps understand how to interpret this image? So we have our 4 images, and those 4 images are what we're going to stick with for this video. So in order to go back to the first image, we have this situation. You might believe that this is some kind of interview. This is clearly taking place in some kind of work building because it doesn't look like a home. There's a desk. Their clothes also might tell you something about the situation. They're wearing very smart business attire. There's a handshake here, so perhaps the man on the right-hand side has just had a job interview and he's been successful. He's been a successful candidate and he has been given the job. We look at the facial expressions of them all and they're all quite happy. So we suggest that this is something for congratulations, maybe. So it looks like, perhaps logically, we look at this image and logically we believe that this might be some kind of business interview and the man has been successful. Look at the second one. Again, students often say that this is probably some kind of school. We know that because we've got students who are wearing some kind of bluish uniform. The man is wearing a lanyard, and we assume because he's also in a tie and is an adult that he's the teacher. And we obviously think that this is taking place in some kind of school, but we look at the classroom and we can see machinery behind him. And the ceiling looks a bit like a workshop as well, so perhaps this is some kind of practical lesson, perhaps. I don't know what he's actually holding, but it looks like a very hands-on lesson. And the students, as you can see, are also in aprons. So this suggests that that might be something like a woodwork lesson, some kind of practical art lesson, maybe some kind of design technology lesson. This doesn't look like an English lesson. But again, we can't ever be 100% sure, but we can certainly be logical. And again, based on their facial expressions, he looks like he's enjoying the lesson, he looks like he's enjoying teaching them, and the students look engaged. This doesn't look like a lesson where chairs have been thrown out windows and there's chaos. If we look at our man in the car, well, what did you think was happening here? So again, perhaps he's running late, perhaps he is suffering from road rage, perhaps he's lost, perhaps he's stuck in traffic, perhaps his sat-nav has told him the wrong way. There could be a number of issues here. Perhaps he's stuck behind some kind of slow-moving vehicle and he's agitated and angry. Again, we cannot be 100% sure, but what I'm saying here, are all logical conclusions. They're all logical inferences based on the evidence that we can see. And finally, the man in what looks to be like an airport lounge, well, that's an inference, the fact that it looks like an airport or some kind of station. We know that because we know that when seats are arranged like this and there's people with luggage waiting, that they're probably waiting for a flight or a train. The fact he's packed a relatively big bag there probably suggests that he's going to be away for a few days. And perhaps he's bored, perhaps the flight is late or the train is late, perhaps he's waiting for somebody. And he's wearing quite casual clothes as well, so this doesn't look like he's in kind of a work attire, so he might be going for a holiday or something social, he might be going for the weekend somewhere, who knows. But again, all those ideas there are all logical conclusions, aren't they? They're all possibilities. So with inference, we sometimes cannot be 100% certain, but we can make logical inferences that perhaps have some ring of truth to it. So inferences is all about being able to interpret something without having to be told it explicitly by the writer. So none of those images showed us any words, but we're able to use our own experience and our own interpretive skills to work things out for ourselves. And that's what inference is. So let's just push this one step further finally. What I've done underneath each of these images now is I've written a relatively simple sentence, but I've split the sentence into two parts. We've got black, which is the evidence, in other words, what we can see, and red is the inference. So the red is what we've worked out for ourselves. And as you can see, we've got the word suggesting here, which is demonstrating that we are about to give a piece of inference. So the evidence is, in the image, a man in a suit is shaking hands with another in an office, suggesting that he has just been offered a job after a successful job interview in the city, and he is feeling proud of himself and excited for new opportunities. So the red is the inference. It's our own interpretation. It's our own inference. Okay, we haven't been told the red bit, nothing's told us that, but we've worked it out for ourselves. It's a logical conclusion, a logical judgment that we've made by looking at the evidence. If we look at the picture of the classroom, the students and the teacher, again, the evidence is in black. In the image, a man wearing a shirt, tie and lanyard is interacting with students wearing aprons in a workshop-looking classroom. So that's the evidence, but now we need to pair with it some inference, suggesting that he is their teacher and he is teaching them a practical subject such as woodwork. Students seem to be engaged in their learning and enjoying the lesson, and the teacher seems to be enjoying teaching them. We know that because of the facial expressions. So again, we've got our evidence in black, and we've got our own inference that we've worked out for ourselves in red. Looking at the man in the car, in the image, a man is looking out of a rolled-down window of his car with a frustrated facial expression, implying that he is stuck in traffic and running late. He may also be lost, or the road he wanted to use is closed for roadworks. He might also be suffering from road rage and is angry at a particular driver, cyclist, or pedestrian. Again, we cannot be 100% sure, but what we've said there in red, our inference, could be logical. It could be correct, but based on the evidence that we have, That's all we can say. So again, the black is what we can actually see, the evidence itself, and the red is how we've interpreted it. It's the inference. Here, we've used the word implying instead of suggesting, but it means the same. And finally, the man in the airport or in the terminal. In the image, a man in casual clothes is sat gazing out of a window with a large bag by his feet. That's the evidence. Inferring, he is at an airport waiting patiently to catch a flight or at a station about to wait, or at a station and waiting to catch a train. His casual clothes could suggest he is travelling for social or leisure reasons rather than business, and he intends to be away for a few days. Again, the red there is the inference. It's our logical interpretation by reading between the lines. So hopefully that has used images, of course, and in the exam you won't get images for GCSE, but it's the same, that we have inference skills and we use them every day. And what you're being asked to do in the exam is no different to what we're doing here. So you're going to replace these images with your extracts. And rather than the evidence being a picture, your evidence is going to be a quotation from somebody. But you've got to infer and interpret things from that quotation in the same way that we have done here. And more marks will be available for those students who are able to infer meanings in more detail. So that is what inference is. It's a logical conclusion. It's about reading between the lines, and it's about looking at evidence and coming up with some kind of interpretation that you have worked out for yourself based on what you can see or based on what you have read. So that is what inference is. And that activity might help you, for example, with paper 2 question 2, the summary question, or known as sometimes the synthesis question. Okay, so that's inference. Thank you.